So what I want to do is I want you to give a toast to the world because you're on TV right now and around the world streaming. And our toast is going to be this. Repeat after me. We love Phil.
We love Phil. We love Phil. We love Phil. We love Phil. We love Phil. We love Phil. We love Phil.
And the rest of the toast is this. May we all live long.
May we all live long.
Like Phil.
Like Phil.
All right, let's get him out. One more. Give me the chant, Phil. We have with us two scrolls that have been prepared. One is spring and one is winter. Are you ready to find out?
Yes. Early spring.
You look beautiful today. Billy, help me out. Put your hand on the cane with me.
Now, pay attention, he's saying. You get that one?
We got a prediction.
Hey.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Ready? Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Today, 2/2/22. Welcome to Punxsutawney to celebrate Groundhog Day, the 136th annual trek of the Punxsutawney Groundhog Club. Punxsutawney Phil, the seer of seers, the prognosticator of all prognosticators, was gently lifted from his burrow at 7:25 a.m., held high to sea. His faithful followers had returned with glee. Placing Phil on top of the stump, where in groundhog ease, he directed the president, Jeff Lundy, and the inner circle to his prediction scroll that reads, winter has been bleak, dark, and bereft of hope. Yet winter is just another step in the cycle of life. As I look over the faces of the true believers from around the world, I lost my space. I bask in the warmth of your hearts. I couldn't imagine a better fate. With my shadow I have cast than a long, lustrous 6 more weeks of winter.
Six more weeks. 6 more weeks. 6 more weeks. 6 more weeks. Well, there you have it.
The prediction has been made. Enjoy your 6 more weeks of glorious winter weather. Thank you all for coming. If you really must go, be careful and get on your buses properly, but we do invite you to stick around. If you would like to come up on stage, take a picture with Phil. If not, mingle amongst our park at Gobbler's Knob. Free coffee, bonfire, souvenirs.
And there you have it. 6 more weeks of winter has been predicted. Punxsutawney Phil has seen his shadow.
We stay as
And
long
with
as
that, as
necessary
we
to
all
get your
know
picture
that
taken with
I think
Phil.
he has more times
We have to do it a little
than not
organized.
seen his
Start on the
shadow through the
side,
years.
over
But
here,
officially, it's been
on
done.
the steps. The
We got
gentleman
10,000
in the
people
circle
crammed in
will
there
take
this
your
morning to
camera.
watch that little
As you know,
fella do that.
iPhones now,
And I'm sure that
take
is
your picture.
some
We
kind of
ask you to move,
politicalness to get on that
quickly
committee
across. We'll stay as
to
long as necessary.
have
We also
Phil
have
come
free
out. That's
coffee
something
up
else.
there.
So if you're just tuning in, good morning to you. Now we know that Punxsutawney Phil has seen his shadow. Good morning. How are you? We've got rain today. I hope you're prepared. You've got a light jacket, something you can carry with an umbrella, something to that effect. We're going to have a high of 54, but light showers today, not bad. I'll give you all the details of what's coming with the possibility of some severe weather for tomorrow. So be prepared for that. Going to be some heavy rain. And just to the northwest of Meridian, up in the northwest corner of Mississippi, up around Tunica, those areas, we're going to have some possible icing and all that. We'll go over all of that. Now, I don't see any way that it could get to us at this point. I've watched this back and forth, studied it around, and it's going to be well to the north of the Meridian area and just barely clipping that Tunica area and then on up northeasterly across the United States. It's going to be big up through there. It's going to be a lot of people northeasterly from my area that will lose power. Thankfully, we are not a part of that. So that's good news. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I see a lot of you already up there. Charlotte Gray watching from Philadelphia. Pat and Jim Coker over in Hickory. How are y'all doing? Tim Wheat, good morning to you. Donna Roseman, also Caleb Horton says, groundhog, I'm ready for July. Stupid groundhog, ready for July. I think a lot of people are ready for some warmer weather. But it's not over yet. As we've got warm weather today, we'll tell you here in just a little while when that will again take that dive, and using my hands a little bit too much. But it's going to be cool again. So don't back off on that. Now, as we begin today, if you were watching yesterday afternoon and kept track of my page, we did have a shooting in Meridian, Mississippi yesterday afternoon. Horrifying. A 17-year-old shot. Now, I'm being told he was shot several times. The exact locations have not been put out, so to speak, to the media. But I am told it was several times in the leg, possibly in the back, and once in the head. I think the head wound was a graze. I cannot guarantee that. That's just what I've been told. He has been life-flighted out of Meridian to Jackson, Mississippi. Condition unknown at this point. We send out prayers to him and his family for this thing happening yesterday afternoon. So after this happened, there were a lot of witnesses in the area. It was roped off, and the search began yesterday afternoon. An arrest was made as we pull this up so you can take a look at this. This is the arrest that was made, and I'm going to try to pronounce, I believe that's Little Roderick Smith was arrested yesterday afternoon. He's 19 years old. He's been taken into custody, and that happened a little after lunch yesterday. His bond has been set at $250,000. We will find out more about this as the investigation continues here in Meridian. But a horrible day for someone to be on a street walking and be shot like that. To my knowledge, that's the first we've had of anything that's serious since the beginning of the year. It's horrible. We don't need it to happen ever. But that did happen yesterday here in the city limits of Meridian. Thank goodness an arrest has been made on this. We will follow this story, and there's going to be more coming out today. We know that for sure that's going to be happening. As I look around at things that went on, let's see here. Let me just take a look of other things that went on last night. We did have a report of a car that caught on fire there in Meridian, really close to the four-way stop there where the Family Dollar is. Y'all know where I'm talking about. Let me show you a picture of that, of where that is. It's right there at the Family Dollar. Right here is about where that car caught on fire. The volunteer fire department came and extinguished that. That was good news. They took care of that. Now, also overnight, things that went on. We had a report of, let me go back here and I can show you this also. Always better with a graphic as we show this. There was a fight last night in the city limits of Meridian. As we pull this up and show you this happened on Church Avenue. An argument broke out and a fight pursued. It ended up with 2 people being taken to the hospital with stab wounds. Condition at this point unknown, but pretty serious to get into a fight and knives be pulled. But they were taken to local ERs. As of right now, I have not gotten an update on condition. We'll try to get that as well as the day rolls on. I also had a report of someone accidentally, possibility may have shot themselves with a gun last night. It happens. You remember a few weeks ago, we had somebody that accidentally shot themselves in the leg while driving. We don't have all the particulars on this, but I am getting word that did happen last night. Hopefully, we'll get all the details here in just a little while, so you'll know everything that went on with this last night in these overnight hours. It was a female, I can tell you that. Let's see, we had several fender benders last night that just happened, and it looks like there's going to be a pay raise for those city employees around Meridian. Looks like that has been passed by the council, and they will be getting that. That is great news. And also, the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department, we have to give them a hand. They have been busy, as we all knew that there was several break-ins in Collinsville the other night. I think that was Monday night when that went down, Sunday night into Monday morning as everybody woke up. In Collinsville, they wake up to see that their cars had been damaged, broken into, guns, driver's license, anything they left in the car was taken. At about the same time, a car was stolen from Anderson's parking garage at midnight. Now, the break-ins in Collinsville happened after that. So where I'm leading with this, most likely a tie-in. What the criminals are doing in our area, and it's common. This is not the first time. They steal a car here, and then they go do other crimes so it won't be traced back to them. Got that on video, though, being taken out of the parking garage. And this is the car that was used from the best we understand here. Right there, this car here. We posted this car being stolen. Again, it was taken from Anderson's hospital. Turns out, and that's the tag number of the car, this car was located yesterday morning by the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. They also, at the same time, and it looks as though, and I hadn't gotten all the details yet, they've been busy, and it was late when all of this tied up last night. But do you remember the pickup truck that was also stolen in Collinsville on West Lauderdale Road? I was scrolling back here. I was going to show you a picture of that also. It was recovered at the very same location that the car was recovered at. So a good job to the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. And here's a picture of that truck. I did find that if we pull this up. This was taken from West Lauderdale Road. And that was a tag number on this truck here. Both were found at the same location. So we have to commend the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department for making a crack in the case. And I think an arrest was made as well. I haven't had a chance to talk to Ward early this morning. But a great job they did. Their team of investigators got on the job. And there's nothing worse. We've talked about this before. You work hard for what you've got. You depend upon your cars to get you back and forth to work. If you're retired, you still worked hard to get that car. You got to have to get to town, get around, don't you? But they were recovered, and we have to say a good job to all the deputies and everybody involved in getting these people back their cars. As we all know, cars are a very, very expensive thing right now. Ooh, got to have them. So congratulations. A job well done by the Meridian Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department there solving that case. We do appreciate them for all that extra work that they've done. As you're waking up, as I said, right now we're sitting at 54 degrees, light rain outside. We've got more coming up. We're going to tell you what's going on around the state. Got a bunch of things happening, so don't go anywhere. I'll be right back with more information here in just a moment, just for you.
As the days get warmer, the grass starts growing. Drop in and visit with Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 in Sicalina, where they've got a complete line of the #1 lawnmower in America, Skag. Whether you're a homeowner or a lawn care service, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower just for you. Plus, they carry Exmark tractors and any part that you may need for your existing tractor or lawnmower. Drop in and see Cole or Buttermilk today. Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, 601-626-8759. If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike and Jake have years of experience of dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house.
It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. Very important number to keep there when the weather turns bad and you've got trees leaning toward your house. They'll take care of it. Know him personally, great guy, so if you need any tree service done, talk to him. Honest folks there. Now, the next story that we come to across the state of Mississippi, I saw the name Bayou Academy, and it didn't ring a bell. I had to dig deeper in this. This is pretty serious as we look at this. Cleveland, Mississippi, we all know of that. A principal is accused, and again, it's accusations at this point, but he was arrested with this, with accusations that he has ties to a camera that was placed in the girls' locker room at the school. That ain't good. Again, that's Bayou Academy is where that happened. This is early developments in this, and more will come out of that as this comes. But that has happened. He no longer has a job at this point. Planted a hidden camera in the girls' locker room. We'll find out more about that as this begins. That's a bad one as we start our day in the state of Mississippi. Let's see. A Greene County man has been sentenced to 30, and this is not enough. Not in my opinion. 30 years for sexually abusing a 3-year-old in Mississippi. Who could do such a thing? 30 years is not enough. I sometimes wonder, again, about our laws and how we do this of punishment. That's bad. Proven. This is not one of those things that was, it did happen. As we look at Tate is still on the fence, and he's not committing one way or the other. We've been keeping track of this medical marijuana. You'll remember, was passed by the citizens of Mississippi to go in effect to help those that needed medical marijuana. Now, and I'm not a person that is big on marijuana at all. I've never smoked marijuana. But we do know that in tests that it is good for cancer patients, people that have the shakes. This does help them. There is a use for it medically. It was passed by the citizens of Mississippi, and then the next thing we know, it was gone. It was like your vote didn't count. He's headed to his desk. We'll see what he does, but he's not committing one way or the other if he's going to sign it or not. I think they've got enough to override if he does a no. We'll watch this closely also as it heads to the governor's desk. That's one of the things there. This is odd. Jones County, which is just south of Meridian. That's not far off at all. They found a man this week with his hands tied behind his back and his feet tied underneath a bridge. He was rushed to a hospital in not good shape there. An assault victim is the way they're wording this, but very serious stuff there. Don't know all the details yet, but it's very disturbing. Jones County. Hopefully he'll be recovering and they'll be able to find out what really went on with him. But to be found on the side of the road underneath a bridge with your hands tied behind your back and feet, somebody was mad. That was pretty bad there. A father and son have been accused of shooting at the FedEx driver in Brookhaven. What makes you want to do that? That's a headline this morning across the state. Shooting at the FedEx man. Now, you'll do a little time over that also. McGee, a man was shot in a laundry room, and you're hearing this. This is across the state. Now, we have our problems here in Meridian also, but boy, just want to hurt people across the state. We also see that 2 people were found dead, including their puppy dog in Raymond, Mississippi. They got a welfare check called the sheriff's department. They went over to see what was wrong. They got the door open and found, as we'll call it, all 3 dead in their home. An investigation is underway into that. And a Macomb man also, he's been arrested for shooting at a man, shot him in the face. He's been arrested. I don't know what they'll do, but that's headed to that. There's been a lot of crime across the state of Mississippi as you hear this. And also, and I do, if I remember right, they have like $120 on this. I'll post this in a little bit. Unclaimed money. Are y'all familiar with that? Where you click the link, and if there's some form of cash that's got your name on it, you can claim it. Honestly, my name is on the list for $120. I don't know where it come from, but I've never claimed it, and I guess I need to do that. But they're turning those loose to where you can go, you type in your name. It's pretty simple, and it pulls up if your name is there. I know a young lady that her mother had passed away when she was a little girl, and she was playing around and looked at that. Her mother had a checking account that she knew nothing about, Ended up being like $80,000 that her mother had that had just been sitting there for years. Unclaimed cash. I always check those sites for that. We'll share more about that a little later on this morning. Over in Alabama, they're looking for a 92-year-old that is missing. Let me pull this up so you can take a look at what this man looks like. There you go. Missing there. The police department, the Birmingham Police Department, 92 years old. His name is Leslie Bell. He was last seen yesterday on 3rd Avenue there in Birmingham. So if you're watching from Birmingham, see that. If you got family that lives over there, that's something to keep in mind. Let's see other things that are happening this morning. Tom Brady has left the NFL, getting ready for Super Bowl. That's coming up this weekend. That's not that far off, is it? No, that's right around the corner also. As we look at the national debt, have mercy. Have y'all paid attention to this? $30 trillion is where the national debt is. Who will be around to pay for this? As they give more and more money to other countries and programs to people that, I don't know, we just seen that it's been wasted. And I think a lot of people agree with that statement at this point. And also we found out late last night, the big news yesterday was nothing had been done to Whoopi with her remorse about the Holocaust. Turns out that late last night, ABC did make a move, not very serious. Did y'all know that she makes $96,000 a week for being on The View? That's her salary. She has been placed on a 2-week suspension. No word yet that if Whoopi will get her check each week, but she'll be at home for 2 weeks. I think they felt they had to do that to calm America, as there was outrage everywhere. People on the set that worked there were upset that others had been fired from ABC and nothing had been done. Wow, oh wow. We've got more coming up. We're going to check the weather next to let you know what's going to happen. We got some severe weather on the way Thursday. And close, we'll do that next here at Scotty Ray's Weather.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Jimmy Slay, good morning to you. Glad to see you there. Let's pull up radar and let you get a good look of what's out there around us. We've got light showers here in the Meridian area, and let's turn off radar. We can get a real good glimpse of what is coming tomorrow with these storms that are going to be coming through our area here. All right, this is Mississippi. All of this is Arkansas. This is portions of Texas. All of this pink is a winter storm warning. It means snow, ice is coming through here. If you look as you get to Mississippi, it fades away. But anything pink is the warning area. This stretches from Austin, Texas, San Antonio, all the way up through Oklahoma City, Arkansas, Kansas City. Look at this, Indianapolis, and on up here right up to Vermont. That's how it's going to cut across. Now, on the outer edges of this, let's look at this purple. As you get a little bit closer to Mississippi there, that's a winter weather advisory. This includes Shreveport. And we do get a little bit of this in Mississippi here on the western side around Greenville in the Mississippi Delta. As we back up here, we got two different other colors here. All right, let's look and see what that is. This other shade of purple is an ice storm warning. That is what you really and truly do not want. Memphis, Tennessee will see this. Ice all the way up through here. This is going through Paducah. Up to Henderson, Kentucky, Evansville, Indiana, all of those areas that is purple. All right, we have another color that we're looking at here that includes Jackson, Tennessee, and look at this, more portions of Mississippi right here. Here's Tupelo. It will be just west of there as we zoom in a little bit closer. This is going to be Oxford. Ole Miss is going to be included in this. And what this is, and let's look at that, as a winter storm watch means conditions are favorable and a watch has been issued. Now, here it is right here, and let's zoom in on this. Let's just pick where this is, the largest town. Here's Grenada. This is Coffeyville. This is Water Valley, Mississippi, right there. All right, here's MSU. So we got about 3 counties in between there. Here's Macon, Mississippi. Louisville. It's just to the northwest of all of us. So as you see, at this point, it is Mother Nature. We don't see any threat to East Mississippi at this point. Now, this color right here, this lime green that I've seen some shirts and a few cars this color in my life, is aerial flood watch. It means conditions of a lot of rain there. But we have nothing that is listed for the Meridian area. Now, let's look at this of severe weather. Let's turn this on so you'll look. Today, let's look at today. As you look at that, that just means that's going to be some light rain. Nothing serious. That's not a level 1 or anything. So let's jump ahead till tomorrow and look at this. Now, things have changed since yesterday. The Meridian area was not included in this number 1. It is now. Let's zoom in where you can get a good look at this. This is going to go from Lafayette, take in all of New Orleans, the Mississippi coast, Gulf Coast, including Mobile and Pensacola. Let's go up here and see how high this does go. This takes in all of Clark County, Jasper, Smith County, goes into Leake, Scott, and portions of Attala County right along in here. We'll get Attala is right here. This is going to cut right across into Leake. And we get portions of Winston County and also Noxubee County. So let's turn on our location so you can see a little bit closer what this means to you and where you live. Right here as we come across, as we look at there, that's going to be Noxapater is the line in Winston County for severe weather. It will cut across right here at the county line on Highway 14 into Noxubee County, right up to where the Kentucky Fried Chicken and McDonald's sits there, in that straightaway on the northern side of Macon, Mississippi. All that where the hospital is, Sugar Lock, you're included in this also. It takes in all the way over to Tuscaloosa, those areas there. As you'll see, Kemper County, Noxubee County. As we go back over here to Carthage, just about a mile due north of where the Super Walmart is there in Carthage will be the line of where the 1 is. All this area right here, in Edinburgh, where the Exxon is, you are included in this. Again, this is a level 1. This doesn't jump to the 2 at this point. But what this means is it's going to be some heavy rain headed our way. As we look at this, it goes back to Jackson, Mississippi, and due east to us. So we do have rain coming. Let's turn this off and go back and turn on radar where you can see what's going on this morning of what we've got right now. Now, as we zoom into this, Lauderdale County right now, we've got a little bit of rain here on the western side out by the airport. This stretches across into Newton County. Nothing heavy at all. But what this does mean is we got some slick streets. Clark County, you've got a little bit of this. Just south down here around Jay's Taxidermy as we cut across. Nothing major, but light rain. Even down to Hattiesburg. We've got a little bit here west of Slidell that has some severe weather into it coming into the state, but nothing major at all this morning. We got light showers. That's what we've got even up in North Mississippi. As you back out and look at the entire United States, you don't get into any severe weather until you get up here around Louisville, Kentucky. If you're watching for those areas in Kentucky and just due northwest of Evansville, Indiana, those areas right there, that's going to be Jimtown, Indiana. Those areas have a little bit of thunderstorm this morning. Look at the snow. It is coming, making its way across here. All of this is going to plummet and pelt this area here. Milwaukee getting it. All up here in Kansas City, snow this morning. So what we've got is heavy rain headed for our area. Expect it tomorrow. We've got light kind of stuff today. Nothing serious. Tomorrow will change into heavy rain. Let's dig deeper into this now and take a look as to what the National Weather Service is telling us that's going to happen tomorrow. And I forgot to hit a button, so we're just going to have to do this live. I sometimes get caught up in other things and, well, just don't do it when I should have. All right, I've got that ready. Let's look at what we've got today. Record highs and record lows, 1990. 81 degrees was set on this date. As we move into the record low, 8 degrees set in 1951. Cold day, wasn't it? As we move forward, this is what we've got today. 66 for high. Heavier rain through here, lighter back west of Jackson toward Vicksburg and Greenwood and those areas there down to Natchez. So we'll have more of the rain here today on this side of the eastern portion of the state. As we move across into Alabama, we show that it carries the same there. It's going to be Tuscaloosa, Demopolis, Livingston, Alabama. Y'all should expect rain with high somewhere around 66, 67 in that area. As you get further to the southeast in Alabama, it'll be better. So let's talk about weather and things that are coming up. As we look at tomorrow, we are included in this flash flooding and heavy rainfall tomorrow. This is it right here. This is a level 1, what we looked at just a moment ago. 2 to 4 inches of rain could fall. That's a lot of rain that could come down tomorrow. Look at that. All the way up to Columbus, taking in Starkville, all of that. So heavy rain, the severe stuff will cut off about right here, but heavy rain through all these areas as well. Now, let's look across here as severe storms. This is the line that we followed a moment ago. This has moved up since the National Weather Service made this to about right there. as we looked at my live radar a moment ago. That's what the National Weather Service has out. And this should start tomorrow around 10 a.m., right before lunch, and run through about 8 o'clock tomorrow night as that winter storm, as the National Weather Service is calling it, what is it? They're calling it Landon. They've named it. They got a name for everything. As it comes across there, again, will not affect our area the best we know. Here's what we're looking at as we go back to this and look at what the National Weather Service tells us for ice accumulations. It's going to be to the northwest of us, far, far away, as we pointed out a minute ago. But here in the Mississippi Delta, this northwest corner up by Memphis in these areas here, if you're going to be Tunica area, Greenville, Greenwood, be ready for ice, and this area up here will most likely be without power. So Burr, as we look at that, 10 a.m. until midnight Thursday is what they're looking at on that. As we move forward, Alabama, looks like y'all will be under a flood watch. Down to Demopolis, Montgomery, these areas here, all the way up to Gadsden. 2 to 4 inches of rain is expected in Alabama as well as it exits Mississippi and goes across. As we look at what is severe tomorrow, yep, we've got it here. This is going to take in Livingston, Alabama, Demopolis, these areas, all the way over almost to Montgomery for severe weather tomorrow afternoon. We'll watch it closely, let you know on the east side and the west side into Alabama as well, damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour. As we look at the freezing rain, it will be Friday morning in the early morning hours before that reaches Alabama. As it dips across, it'll be the extreme northwestern corner here of Alabama. At the top there, the tail end of it will catch there around Hamilton. Ice, freezing rain, that stuff is never good. All right, that's what we got there. What's happening with temperatures? We see that Mississippi a little bit cooler they may get to 0 up here with this warmer weather trend. Below average in Mississippi, most parts of it. Now let's look at our 7-day breakdown of what we've got. Here we are, and let's take a closer look so you'll know exactly what is coming our way over the next 24 to 7 days as our forecast is brought about. 80% chance of rain is what we're getting today. A high of 58, 59, right along in that area there. 72 tomorrow with thunderstorm activity. 100% chance we're not getting out of it. Now tonight, as we had that 80% today, that continues into tonight. This will be pretty much rainfall most of the day. The more severe weather again tomorrow kicks off right around 10 a.m. and will run through about 8 to 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Now, give me some wiggle room. It may change how storms and the wind changes direction and slows and speed things up. But that's what we're expecting there. After we finally get out of this and we make it till Friday, look at the change in temperature. 30 degrees difference. 72 tomorrow, those thunderstorms, down to 42 for a high on Friday. A tad warmer as we get into Saturday with a high of 50, 53 on Sunday, 54 on Monday. Cooler weather there as it comes back to normal there. But we watch tomorrow. That's the day we want to watch all of this with this severe Landon guy passing through just north of us. As we look for the extended, we'll have a day or two there of warmer weather through the night, through about the 12th, getting into the mid-60s, and then we'll go back into the 50s with nighttime lows in the mid-30s there. That's the outlook through the 16th as we get into February there. Isn't it kind of strange? We're just now starting February, and we're already talking about mid-February. 2 weeks goes by just like that. Now, if you're just tuning in, the groundhog has seen his shadow, which means what? 6 more weeks of winter. Yeah, we knew that. It was going to happen. We hadn't gotten our full extent of the winter, have we there? We say good morning to Elmer Talbert. Thank you, Arena Bonner. Good morning to you. Glad to have you on with us. Let's see here. LaWanda Grantham, Denise Burnside is up along with Jimmy Slay. We see Steve Wanda McKinnon's up stirring today. Virgil Reed, how in the world are you, my friend? Good to see you up today. Denise Covington, she does a great job to the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. They did do a good job. Danny Smith, how are you? Joyce Godwin, all the way from up in Tennessee today. Glad to see you there. Kathy Sharp is up as well. Pamela Williams. Luce Barrett, my friend Luce, how are you this morning? Hope you're doing well there. You need to learn to drink coffee, Luce. Your days get better. Gail Gafford up in Kemper County along with Flora Overstreet. So many of you up today. Shirley Sharp, Gail Williams, how are you there? Also, George Blackwell, Linda Accord. Also, let's see, Pam, Pat and Jim Coker. Also, Joyce Godwin from this area. Charlotte Gray up in Philadelphia. Bree Packer. The list goes on and on. Thank y'all for watching. We do appreciate it as we each and every day try to give you something that you don't get anywhere else. I can't do it without you. If you bump into something, see something, inbox us and let us know so we can share that with other people so they can be aware of what's happening in our community. Get it to people quicker. That's how it works there. I want to say thank you to you for dropping by. We're going to have, she's on the way. Candace is getting dressed this morning. She'll be here in just a little while to take care of us as we begin our February the 2nd. How are you feeling? 54 and light rain. And again, let me remind you about driving a little bit slower this morning due to that wet stuff. When you slam on the brakes at stop signs, your car go to skidding, and we don't want to have to report any wrecks. So y'all be careful. We'll be back in just an hour. Yeah, just 1 hour from now. We'll be back live. Thank y'all for dropping by. Means a lot. We'll see you soon here at Scotty Ray's Weather.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by